Good evening, children. Welcome back again to another session of our English classroom. Hope you have completed all the activities related to part 9 of our classroom. That means we were dealing with the second chapter of our first unit, that is Vaikam Muhammad Bashir's story, and after that we have completed all the activities related to that one. Now we are moving to the unit 2. We have completed unit 1 and we have one more poem. That poem we have already dealt with in the vacation class and also in the Victor's channel. So we will deal with in our next face-to-face class. We will deal with it. So we are now moving to the new project or new unit. We have completed the first unit, and what was the speciality of the first unit? Adventures in a banyan tree and the Vaikam Muhammad Bashir story and another poem. All of them are related with nature, so much related with nature. Here in our next unit, the name of the unit is frames, the frames. So we are already in a frame now, you are you are learning everything as online. So you are looking into the frames now. You are in frames now. Only frames are here with you. So what you have to do, we are going to study in detail what frames are. So you know what is a frame? Frame, screen, that is frames, frame, so screen. So you are already watching screen, always screen. You are in the screen now because your classes are in online. So let us look how much difficult it was to shoot something. Here all the classes are shooting. Here from Takwa we are shooting the class and it is launching for you. So what are the difficulties for shooting, editing and launching everything? It is very difficult. So in our lesson itself we can see how difficult it was or how easy it was. Let us go to this. So whenever we are thinking about the frames, which frame or which screen you are familiar with? Hope all of you may have seen films either in television or from theater. The theater has been closed for a long time. It has been closed. So even though you may have seen some of the films earlier, before the lockdown, you may have seen films in the big screen and you may have some favorite actors, etc. Here in this second unit we have three topics are here to study. One is the Project Tiger. It is a memoir written by Satyajit Ray. And another one is My Sisters, who is also related with the film. And the third one, Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. It's a song. So before we coming to that, let us study in detail the Project Tiger. And it is very easy for you because most of the students have already attended the vacation class and also in the Victor channel class also you are familiar with. Even though I am just reading it and let us, if somebody has missed the class, you have another chance for this. Okay, come back. Have you seen some films? Which film you like best? What are your favorite types of movies? What type of movies you like? So before we start, you have to think about, you have to find the answer of these questions. So all of you may take page number 41. There are some questions are given. Take textbook, page number 41. Have you taken? Open it, page number 41. So there are some questions. These questions are to be answered. I will ask you this question whenever you come in front of me. Now you just say the answer in your mind. How many movies do you watch approximately in a month? In TV, DVD or theater, etc. How many movies approximately? How many movies? Maybe Malayalam or some other language films. You may Tamil or Hindi or something like that. You may have. Another, what are your favorite types of movies? Which type of movies? Thriller, romantic, or humorous? What type of films you like best? Then rank the 5 best movies you have seen. The best 5 movies that you have seen. നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ട ഏറ്റവും അല്ല ഒരു 5 movies. Then what kind of movies do your parents or guardians? Does your parents watch TV or some of only very some of? And what about their view? Which type of films they like? And how often do you watch movies with them? Would you ever watch movies with them? അവരുടെ കൂടെ? Do you have the habit of only some of 1 or 2 may? There's a chance. Another one, what are the difference between watching a movie at home and watching a movie at theater? What is the difference? How is it different? Suppose you are watching a movie from your home and you are watching a movie in theater. What is the difference between? It's a system and it's a big screen and so you know that. You find your answer. I will ask you in person. Okay. Then what kind of movies do you watch at school? What kind of movies? School means whenever you are in tour or something like that. That is a part of school. So you may have chance to. So what type of? And from your what is called our the class, you may have seen some of the movies. So what type of movies? And you may please. There are 3 characters are given. Can you identify on page number 42? There are 3 characters are there. And who are they? Hope you can identify the persons. So as an attempt to prepare a brief profile of these filmmakers, there are 3 filmmakers are there. You have to prepare a brief profile in textbook. So for the next day, after the complete class is launched, you have to write the profiles there and should send me the photo. Okay. So first activity regarding this one is that I know that I hope you can identify the personalities there. Who is that? First one, Charlie Chaplin. And another one is very familiar for you. Who is that? Adur Gopalakrishnan, etc. And here is an article by Satyajit Ray. Here is an article on page number 43. You can read Satyajit Ray, and I will give a little speed. These passages I will deal with a little speed. Activities I will go slowly because it will be what is called boring for you because of repetition. You have already dealt with in a vacation class and also in the Victor channel also you have recognized or studied it very well. That is why a little speed. Okay. One of the greatest filmmakers and how he managed to shoot the scenes of a film which included a tiger. So that is here it is describing, you know the story, how he managed to shoot a film in which a tiger was involved. A tiger. You may have seen a lot of films. Tiger. Do you remember a Malayalam film which a tiger is used? Do you? One of the films in Malayalam with what is called Mrigaya. Do you remember? Mammootty was the actor. And another very famous, another one was some animals used. Pulimurigan by Mohanlal. And dogs, in some of the films, dogs are used, especially the hero with what is called Dilip. So do you remember that? So there are a lot of films, main characters or equally important characters are animals. So you know that. Now let us go back to our classes, page number 40, the textbook. No one can beat Hollywood when it comes to making films with animals with them. I remember films in my childhood, and there were quite a few of them that had an Alsatian called Rin Tin Tin. Okay, this dog's acting was more impressive than a human's. Later, we got to see 3 or 4 other films with a collie called Lassie. It seemed that the director could make Lassie to do just about anything. These trained dogs were famous stars in their own rights, and the money they earned was no less than what a real film star got. Their owners could easily make as much as 100,000 rupees from just one film. So it is very easy to understand that passage. You just read it. No one can beat Hollywood. Then Hollywood makes a lot of films making with the animals, the characters. One of the main characters of films, Hollywood makes such a. Okay, and remember films by childhood, there were quite a few of them that had an Alsatian called Rin Tin Tin. There was a film, Rin Tin Tin, an Alsatian dog. It was a main character. And the dog's acting was more impressive than humans. It was more impressive. വളരെ മനോഹരം. മനുഷ്യരെക്കാൾ impressive it acts. And later we got to see more 3 or 4 other films which a collie called Lassie. Collie, it's a type of dog. That is the main character. We have to see in a lot of films. Then I see the director could make Lassie do just about anything. The director can do anything. The Lassie can do anything. മനുഷ്യൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ മനോഹരമായിട്ട് it can do anything. So such was the so the director could make, let's say, these trained dogs were famous. They are very famous. The dogs, Collie and Rin Tin Tin, they are very famous dogs in the film world. Their owners could, and they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money. Owners made a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of rupees from just one film. 100,000. 100,000. That means lakhs. ലക്ഷങ്ങൾ വരെ സമ്പാദിച്ചിരുന്നു. An animal, for an animal, owners of the animal, ആ മൃഗത്തിൻ്റെ owners of the animal. Do you remember the story? Do you remember the film by Dilip? Diana, do you remember? The name of the character was Diana, dog, and the dog has also got the same amount of money for the human actress. അവിടുത്തെ നായികയുടെ പേരും ഡയാന എന്നായിരുന്നു. So I could remember the story. That is why I realized how reverently these animal actors were treated when I happened to see the shooting of a film 20 years ago. So 20 years ago when I happened to see the shooting, I happened to say that Satyajit Ray says that he happened to see a scene, shooting the scene with the animal or with the dog or with that animal 20 years ago in Disney studio in Hollywood. Hollywood Disney studio. He happened to see the shooting. So how reverently, ബഹുമാനത്തോടെ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയാം. With respect, how reverently they were treated. These dogs were treated. The dogs were treated. The dogs were treated. The dogs were treated. The dogs were treated. That means dogs is here passive subject. So that is the object of this. Somebody treated the dogs. That is, the dogs were treated reverently. How reverently these animal actors were treated. Animal actors were treated. That means people treated the animal actors very reverently. The main character of this film was a large dog. That was the specialty of that dog. 20 years ago, he had seen the shooting scene of a film. In that film, what was the specialty of that film? main character of the film was a dog, and dog was treated very reverently or with respect. I reached the studio to find that the shooting has not been started. So when Satyajit Ray reached there, the shooting was not started. You can see next page, take page number 44. The cameraman was getting the lights ready. Light was getting ready, so it was ready, and it is customary for actors to be present when the lights are arranged. So it was a customary, usual habit. Customary here means usual habit. It was a usual habit that the actors must be ready there when the light is on. When the light is got ready, all actors must be there, and for they have to show the cameraman how they will walk. So they have to show cameraman, he should show the cameraman how he will walk. He would show beforehand, shooting തുടങ്ങുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് തന്നെ how to act or how he could walk. ഹീറോ എങ്ങനെ നടക്കണം എന്നുള്ള കാര്യത്തിലൊക്കെ ഒരു വലിയൊരു ഹോംവർക്ക് നടത്തിയിട്ടാണ് ഒരു ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് നടക്കുന്നത്. യു മേ ഹാവ് സീൻ സം ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് സീൻ. ആരെങ്കിലും കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? ഹാവ് യു എവർ സീൻ ദ സീൻ, ദ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് സീൻ? ഏതെങ്കിലും ഫിലിമിൻ്റെ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് സമയത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? അറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് ടൈം യു വിൽ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ഹൗ ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ഇറ്റ് വാസ്. യു ആർ നോട്ട്, നമ്മൾ 1.5 മണിക്കൂർ 2-2.5 മണിക്കൂർ ഫിലിം ഒരു തിയേറ്ററിൽ ഇരുന്ന് കാണുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് തോന്നുന്ന അത്രയൊന്നുമല്ല. അതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ ഒരു റിസ്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വെരി വെരി ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട്. വെൻ വി ഗോ ത്രൂ ദീസ് ലെസൺ യു വിൽ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് very well. Okay, this job was done by their stand-ins. Actually, in this case, that means 20 years ago, he had seen a shooting scene. So at that time, he in a particular ഒരു particular shot ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് what is called the hero must be there. That was the custom, that was usual habit. But in the case of the famous stars, in the case of the famous stars ഒക്കെ ആണെങ്കിലോ, especially who are the famous stars in Malayalam film industry, you know that Mammootty, Mohanlal, Dileep, then lady actresses, etc., heroines also. So in their cases, അവരൊന്നും എന്ത് ചെയ്യില്ല, they will not come very early. അവരൊന്നും ഇങ്ങനെ കുറേ ടേക്കും റീടേക്കും ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല, ഒരൊറ്റ ടേക്ക് തന്നെ, അതിൽ തീർത്തോളണം. പിന്നെ പലർക്കും വലിയ വലിയ ആക്ടേഴ്സൊക്കെ ആണെങ്കിൽ ശരിയായിട്ടില്ല എന്ന് ഡയറക്ടർമാർ പറയാൻ പോലും പോയിട്ടില്ല, സർജറി ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറയുന്നേക്കാം. ഓക്കെ, എനിവേ സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻസ് ആർ യൂഷ്വലി സാധാരണ സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻസ്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് എ സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻ? നമ്മുടെ ഡ്യൂപ്പ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും. ഹാവ് യു ഹേർഡ് ഡ്യൂപ്പ് എന്ന് കേട്ടല്ലേ? സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻ. സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻസ് യൂഷ്വലി എ പേഴ്സൺ ഹു ഈസ് ഫിസിക്കലി സിമിലർ ടു ദ റിയൽ സ്റ്റാർസ്. ഫിസിക്കലി സിമിലർ, അതായത് ഇപ്പോൾ മമ്മൂട്ടിയാണ് അഭിനയിക്കുന്നത്, മമ്മൂട്ടിയുടെ ഏകദേശം ആ ഷേപ്പും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉള്ള ഒരു സ്റ്റാൻഡിൻ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും ഡ്യൂപ്പ്. സോ റിസ്കിയായ ചില സീനുകളൊക്കെ ഹു വിൽ ഡു ദാറ്റ്? ദേ വിൽ ഡു ദാറ്റ് സീൻ വിത്ത് ദ ഡ്യൂപ്പ്. എന്നിട്ടോ പിന്നെ അതിൽ മുഖമൊക്കെ ക്യാമറ ടെക്നിക്ക് ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ട് മാറ്റിയിട്ടൊക്കെയാണ് അത് ചെയ്യാറ്. എനിവേ, സോ സ്റ്റാർസ് ദംസെൽസ് അറൈവ് ഓൺലി വെൻ ദ ലൈറ്റ്സ് ആർ റെഡി. സോ ലൈറ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ റെഡി ആകുമ്പോഴാണ് മെയിൻ സ്റ്റാർ വരിക. അതുവരെ ഡ്യൂപ്പിനെ വെച്ചൊക്കെ അവർ അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. And it is time to take a shot. Here in Disney studio, so we were at Disney studio. Satyajit Ray is in the Disney studio. He went there to see the shooting scene. So what was happening there? I noticed that a few actors were moving about in the set. Set means settings. മൊത്തം ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് ഇൻ ദ സെറ്റിംഗ്. So you can see here is a settings. ഇത് ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് സെറ്റാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ. സോ ജസ്റ്റ് ലൈക്ക് സെറ്റിംഗ്, അവിടെ സ്റ്റുഡിയോ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം, ക്യാമറ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാകും. യു കാനോട്ട് സീ ദാറ്റ്. ഇവിടെ ഇതിൻ്റെ 4 ഭയങ്കര സംവിധാനങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്, ലൈറ്റുകൾ അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ട്. പിന്നെ യു വിൽ സീ ഓൺലി ദിസ് ബോർഡ് ആൻഡ് ദിസ് ഗ്രീൻ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗ്രീൻ ആകുമ്പോൾ അതൊക്കെ മാറിയിട്ട് വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഷേപ്പിലൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും നിങ്ങൾ കാണുന്നത്. ആക്ച്വലി ഈ സ്റ്റുഡിയോ സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ദർ ആർ എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് തിങ്സ് ആർ ഹിയർ. ഒരു 4-5 ലൈറ്റുകൾ, അതുപോലെ ക്യാമറ, അതിൻ്റെ സ്റ്റാൻഡ്, ഇങ്ങനെ സംവിധാനം, ട്രൈപോഡ് ഒക്കെ വേണമെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ ഡയറക്റ്റ് കാണാം. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ക്യാമറ തിരിക്കേണ്ടി വരും. അതാണ് അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, റിയൽ സ്റ്റാർ. ഹിയർ ഇസ് ഡിസ്റ്റുഡ്. ഐ നോട്ടീസ് ദാറ്റ് ഫ്യൂ ആക്ടേഴ്സ് വെർ മൂവിങ് അബൌട്ട് ഇൻ ദ സെറ്റ്, ആൻഡ് ഓൺ വൺ സൈഡ് സ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് quietly was the protagonist. Protagonist. What is protagonist? Protagonist is a very important character. The important character. And here, who is the important character in our film? In this film, not our film. In this film, നമ്മളെ ഫിലിം വരാൻ പോകുന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. And here Satyajit Ray is explaining an experience. He's explaining an experience. Okay, so who is here? Who is the character? Protagonist, the same large dog. It was the same large dog. And the cameraman shouted everyone to take their position. Okay, okay, take position. Camera, take position. സോ റോളിങ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ചില ടെക്നിക്കൽ പ്രയോഗങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഒരു പക്ഷേ ചില ഫിലിമുകൾ സോ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് എന്ന സംഭവം തന്നെ ഫിലിമിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഇതായി വരുന്ന ചില ഫിലിമുകൾ നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരിക്കും. ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് ആണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഇതിവൃത്തം, അതിന് കഥ നടക്കുന്നത് ഷൂട്ടിങ്ങുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടത്. സോ യു മേ ഹാവ് സീൻ സം ഓഫ് ദി ആക്ഷൻ ക്യാമറ എന്നൊക്കെ ദേ ആർ സം ഓഫ് ദി ഓക്കെ. So cameraman shouted everyone take their position. Then but the dog remained where it was. But dog did not move. The main character is dog, but he did not move. This puzzled me. So I got confused. Who got confused? Satyajit Ray got confused. Could it be that it was not recorded in that next shot? ചിലപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത ഷോട്ടിലായിരിക്കും. But before I could ask someone, so ചോദിച്ചു എന്താ ഇതിന് ഷൂട്ടിങ്ങിലൊന്നുമില്ലേ? This character does not have any scene. അങ്ങനെ ചോദിക്കാൻ പുറപ്പെടുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ what happened? Strange thing happened. From nowhere appeared a little dwarf. അപ്പോഴാണ് എവിടുന്ന് അറിയില്ല, a little dwarf, ഒരു കുള്ളൻ, somebody, dwarf, DW, short person, came followed by another man carrying a hairy dog skin. ഒരു കുള്ളൻ വന്നു and another man came with him carrying a dog skin. Carrying a dog skin, നായയുടെ സ്കിൻ, രോമൊക്കെയുള്ള ഒരു സ്കിൻ. To my perfect amazement, the dog went down on all the fours on a chalk mark on the floor, just like an animal, and the dog skin was draped over him, covered over him. So what happened? To my amazement, I was astonished. I was surprised that the man went on 4 legs. നായയെ പോലെ മുട്ടുകുത്തി കയ്യൊക്കെ കുത്തി, and someone draped, covered with that dog skin. That means the man became like the dog. Then he crawled from one mark to another. And the cameraman got busy with the lights. It finally dawned upon me that it was a dwarf and paid to be the dog for the dog's standing. So dwarf is, so what? For a human actor, for example for Mammootty or Mohanlal dupe, that we can understand, we can digest. But here a dogന് വരെ ഡ്യൂപ്പിനെ വെച്ചാണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So how important? So how was it important? How reverently the animal was treated. That was what Satyajit were trying to tell us. Okay, hope you could understand what. So there are some questions are given at only 2 questions are in page number 43. Do you know that a paragraph normally contain topic sentence? So you read it and find out the answer, write in your notebook. And the second one also, okay, second one also there are which additional information do you get about standings. So read it and try to find out the answer before the next class. Before we launching the next class, you should send it. So 2 questions are only 2 questions, and you should write it in your notebook and must send to me before the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day. Let us stop for the day.